Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye Matt and I post videos about life in Canada as a Nigerian Canadian and how to thrive in Canada. As you can see, I have a fantastic guest, Jamaica Asamaka, on my channel. Everybody say woo! Welcome to my channel.
Thank you.
And good to finally be filming with you.
I feel so guys, I feel so starstruck.
Oh please.
I swear, I feel so starstruck. Yeah, so it's my pleasure to be on your channel. Yeah,
you're welcome. Thanks for coming. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why people are leaving Canada. Well, let me give a few disclaimers, okay?
That's important, please.
Oyeka and I are still living in Canada.
Yeah,
we're not trying to paint Canada as negative or anything like that. It's just, if you're here in Canada, you know exactly what is happening. You're seeing the news, you're seeing that people are leaving Canada at record rates, especially immigrants. And to be honest, not only immigrants, like people that have been here all their lives, that are second generation immigrants, third generation immigrants, or just people that have been here, you know, generations after generations. A lot of people are leaving. Yeah, so these conversations have to be had.
I was just going to say this before I forget. I feel like this doesn't just apply to Canadians or people in Canada. It applies to like people that have immigrated to other countries. So let's just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay? So we're not here trying to discourage you from relocating to Canada. After all, we're still here.
Exactly.
I'm not moving out of Canada anytime soon. Maybe sometime in future. But for now, I'm still here. We've said a lot of positive things about life here. And we just feel the need to provide some balance, especially now that a lot of people are moving out.
So if you're interested in knowing more about this topic, keep watching and don't go anywhere.
The first point is job opportunities and earning potential. Oyeka, how many people do you know that have relocated to the US?
Honestly, I know a couple of people, especially like people in the healthcare industry. Like, I have a friend. She's a doctor. Like, she was an internationally trained doctor, not from Nigeria, but she's Nigerian. She left Canada because it was also hard for her to get like her residency in Canada, so she moved to the US because it was easier for her to get a residency there because Canadians will prioritize Canadians, which is understandable. So she moved there, and she's a PR in Canada as well. But
that's so funny because I know somebody that did the exact same
Are you serious?
thing. Yeah, but she went to the UK.
I know someone else has done like as well.
Yeah, so internationally trained doctors going to the UK because who wants to stay here and be doing like jobs that are not in their field? Like as a doctor, you're driving Uber, you're being a bank teller.
After spending so much money.
Do you understand? And after, you know, practicing for so long in your home country, you're an expert, you're a professional. You want to stay in that line of work, and it's just tough for you in Canada because it's not easy to get licensed here as a doctor or even as a lawyer. Right now, for law, at least we have people like Niger Lawyer in Canada
that can provide like
pages exactly. They provide a lot of resources.
I sort of experienced this, but I didn't end up leaving. I just chose a different career path. Like, I'm an Nigerian trained pharmacist.
Yeah,
it was hard for me to get my pharmacy license. Like, the process alone was very daunting. I was like, okay, this is very hard. So that made me just choose a career path in nursing. So that was like an easier but still a fair option. Some people tend to move to the US.
Yes.
Because the taxes are less and they earn more like in US dollars as compared to Canadian dollars.
Let me tell you, like in the same role, in the same organization, your US colleagues can have most likely
50K difference.
Yes, like 50K difference. Yeah. Do you know what 50K is per year as just the difference between what you and your colleague are making?
Exactly. Just
because you're in Canada versus them being in the US, it's a lot. So some people would rather just, you know, pick up and move to the US, earn way more, and then after a while they can decide they want to come back to Canada. And to be honest, I can't say I haven't thought about moving to the US. I have. I think we all do at some point.
About it.
Yes, when we see what
knows. You never know. Yeah. You never say never. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. For now, I'm staying here because I just like the peace of mind that Canada gives me. But let's move on to the second topic, cost of living. I feel like in the US, there are so many different options of places that you can stay. Yeah. If this city is not favoring you, if the tax is too high, you can move to another city. So many different states and cities, and like so many big ones too. Versus here
Canada,
in Ontario,
we don't even have that. For example, if you're a big city person, we don't have that much options.
Yes,
I don't think there are more than 5
big cities that you can call off the top of your head. Yeah.
Whereas in the US, like every state probably has like a major metropolitan city there.
Yeah. No, like that's something that I think about all the time, even with respect to real estate prices and all of that. You guys, we're 40 million people in Canada. 14 million of us are in Ontario.
Right?
Like, that's more than 1/3 of the entire country
actually,
in Ontario.
Like, it's
so of course, Ontario real estate prices would be very high.
It's insane.
Those are some of the issues that we're really facing, and rent is high.
Car insurance, there's rent, there's phone bills, there's everything in between. So
do you know how much I was paying for car insurance in Toronto? Anyway, we'll get into that. We're going to film a video about our cost of living in Toronto versus London on her channel, so you guys definitely head over and watch that video. But cost of living, car insurance is crazy high depending on the city you live in,
because accident rates.
Did you see the news story where they talked about Canada being one of the most expensive countries for
Are you serious?
Yeah, so you know how we pay $70 per month?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of countries in Europe and other
expensive.
places are paying way less than we are. So yeah, like cell phone plans, Wi-Fi, all these things are so expensive in Canada compared to many other countries. So cost of living here, especially in Ontario, is super high.
When you came to Canada, what was the exchange rate at that time?
150 naira to $1.
As at the time I came, it was like 260 Canadian dollar to 1 naira.
Yeah, wow. So can you imagine right
Today,
now it's like 740?
740. Yeah. So the next one we're going to be talking about is about like people leaving Canada just to get out of the rat race. Do you feel like you're chasing your tail?
I want to say yes, but I also want to say like I'm very grateful for where I'm at.
Yeah.
Where my family is at right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah,
like you guys are at the point where like you're comfortable now.
I am comfortable.
Do you understand?
I will not deny it. And I won't lie. I am comfortable.
But you also recognize that there are so many other people that are really struggling. Like due to lack of Canadian experience and many other things. Chasing bills, chasing that money. And the fact that, first of all, please wait. The fact that in the US they make more, and there are some states in the US that it's actually a cheaper cost of living than Ontario.
Yeah.
So they have more disposable income, like way more disposable income. I mean, it's the largest economy in the world, right? So it is what it is.
People are a paycheck away from being homeless here.
Yeah. I think it happens like that in some parts of the US too. But like we said before, there are so many options. You can always move to a cheaper state. Here, if you want to move to a cheaper state,
you want to go
cold will finish
or you want to go up north.
It gets really cold. So again, the options that you have are limited. I lived in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia was not too bad, but they're also experiencing a lot of hurricanes,
flooding, and everything.
Yeah, and then you say, oh, let's go to a place like Saskatchewan where it's cheaper. Saskatchewan can get up like as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius. Yeah, like even the same thing with Manitoba. It can get really cold, minus 50 degrees Celsius.
And especially the fact that a lot of immigrants are coming from like temperate or tropical regions where it was really hot.
Yeah, so a lot of people tend to just be like, man, I don't think I can manage this. And also along with the weather comes some mental health, seasonal depression, seasonally affective disorder. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, like we are getting into the winter months now, and I can actually see a rise in the patient admissions in the hospital because I work in the hospital, so I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not easy at all. Depression can kick in, especially if you're not really into this whole cold thing. There's some people that actually like it. They find winter activities, they go skiing.
I feel like you also have to be intentional about it. Like if you just stay indoors, you will most likely get depressed. So you have to be very intentional about just making the most out of this whatever season you find yourself in. What
helps me really is shows. I watch a lot of reality TV shows, so I don't go out. I don't go out during the winter because I don't have a good relationship with cold. If you've been on this channel, I say it all the time. I don't have a good relationship with cold. No matter how much clothing I wear,
you're still cool.
Even if I'm not feeling cold, breathing in the cold air.
She was wearing a winter jacket today, and I'm like,
today, and it's
is it
fall.
Winter jacket?
Yes,
it's not time. I was like, I've not even pulled out my jacket yet. I'm wearing the jacket.
Yeah, I'm already wearing my bomber jacket, and I can't shout. Did you get? Because as I breathe in cold air, I get chest pain. It's actually like a medical thing. So I don't joke with the cold. So there are a lot of people, even like people that have been here very long, Canadians.
The snowbirds.
They're snowbirds. Yeah. So they would have a condo in Florida or in one of the warmer states in the US or
just wait.
And they go for the entire winter.
I actually have there's this the couple I stayed with when I first came to Canada, the Airbnb couple. They are snowbirds. They were born and raised in Canada. They are like almost 80. They have like a cottage in Florida. So every October they leave Canada and they come back in like April.
Yeah.
So what you just talked about is like the exact same thing that they
there are a lot
always
of people like that.
They
And
don't
so
stay
that's,
here for the winter. They
yeah.
don't. And
So
I'm
when
like,
you make a lot of money, you can afford those luxuries. But
Yeah.
for people like us, we are still hustling. We are not snowbirds. Other than the weather, like just the fact that there's remote work,
makes things easier.
a lot of people have just
Yeah.
moved out and they're just like, man, if I can continue to make what I was
Yeah.
making in Canada, why should I stay
Pay and pay the high
and
taxes.
be paying the high taxes? And well, you still pay tax, but I'm paying like the high cost
The
of
rent
living.
and everything.
Do you get
Mhm.
the high cost of living? Like, why can't I just eat my cake and have it by
I want to do
going
that too.
somewhere else? So there are some people that are doing that as well. So that's why you hear, oh yeah, people are leaving Canada. Even people are just leaving Ontario. Even if it's just
Yes,
leaving
Ontario
Ontario,
is crazy.
you
It's
know.
crazy.
So they move from Ontario to Alberta because it's cheaper to live there,
Yeah.
and then they're still making the same amount of money. So why not? The next point is healthcare. I know that I sing the praises of Canadian healthcare because it's free, and I like to do
I use
air
that
quotes
exactly. I did that earlier.
because
it's free.
it's free. It's not free, but at least your
You're paying
taxes
for
are
it.
paying for it. But
Yeah.
at least you know that you're paying taxes and your taxes are being used for something
You're
good,
seeing
right?
it.
Which is amazing. Yeah, you know. So yes, let's tell me why I would want to do a surgery, and they will put
Wait
me on a
time.
wait list
Yeah.
for over a year.
So the thing with healthcare, I feel like there are not enough healthcare professionals, and with the issue of COVID, it further put a strain on the healthcare system. Like there are not enough doctors, not enough nurses, not enough anybody. So and then people are getting sick and sicker every day, and then who's going to do the job?
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if how do I explain the long wait time? For example, let's say you go to an emergency room. Most times you spend like almost the entire day
Yeah.
there. I've experienced that the first time. The first year I came to Canada, I got the flu. I went to the emergency room and I stayed there for hours because I wasn't actively dying. They didn't attend to me. But if you are actively dying,
They will attend to you.
yeah, they'll triage you to the top.
However, I saw a news story where like at least 2 people had died
in the waiting room. I've heard
waiting
that.
for like the emergency
Yeah, I've heard
folks
that.
to attend to them.
I know someone that she's from India, because I think India is known for like good healthcare system. She has like a health condition and they weren't really attending to her here, and that's something that we also need to talk about. Like in terms of diagnosis, like I don't know, most times when you go, they'll just tell you, oh, take Tylenol, you'll be fine. But so she went back to India to get the proper medical attention she needed, and then she came back.
I know somebody that did exactly that.
Yeah.
But she goes to the US. So she drives across the US border
To
to
get
Maine
the attention.
and she gets healthcare there.
But she's gonna pay.
Yeah, she's going to pay.
She doesn't
But
mind,
Canadian
yeah.
doctors are not even, they
Doing
don't even
anything.
believe in that disease. Apparently in Canada, it's a big debate about whether this disease
It's
even
real.
exists or not, or whether like it really has an impact or not.
It's sort of related to job opportunities in the sense that, remember when we talked about people like medical trained professionals are leaving because it's difficult to get their license here. So I feel like the Canadian government should try to make, for example, for healthcare workers, to try to make the conversion process a lot easier for them. I'm not saying it should be like, oh, they should skip all the hurdles, but just try to make the process a little faster and easier for people.
Yeah. I want to point out, like Nova Scotia has made a good step in the right
I know
direction.
for nursing.
Yes, for nursing.
I
So-
filmed that video on my channel. You should
Oh,
check
yeah?
it out. Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah,
I
so
did.
like for internationally trained nurses, they have a program now that is
Yeah.
kind of faster for them to qualify as nurses in
Yeah,
Nova Scotia.
Ontario should follow suit.
Yeah, all the provinces should
Yeah.
actually just, because we have so many professionals.
Yeah.
As brain drain is happening in Nigeria, brain drain is also happening here because
Yeah.
professionals are leaving and going to
Yeah.
places that their
Being
skills
accepted.
are more valued and accepted.
Next, we're going to be talking about the issue of loneliness.
Have you ever felt lonely?
Oh my god, every time.
Really?
Every time. Maybe because you have a child.
No, even before I had a child, maybe because I'm a
Always.
homebody. You actually like to go out.
No! I'm very antisocial. Forget it, I don't like going out. I just do these things for YouTube for content purposes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very, very antisocial. So, when I came to Canada, it hit me. I think where it hit me was the second day when I left my friend, like when I, came to London and then I checked into my Airbnb. It was a basement apartment and I was like, what is this? It was my first time there. I was so lonely. I remember I made like an entire video on my YouTube when I just started my YouTube, and that was my first viral video.
Oh.
I used to cry in class, like yes. It's so funny thinking about it, but back then it wasn't crazy. Funny. It wasn't funny, yeah.
Yeah,
I was so lonely.
I wouldn't say that I experienced loneliness, maybe because I'm a homebody. I just like to stay at home and be by myself. So as long as I have internet,
you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I like the same, but I think I just like to have a friend, like my close friends around me.
Yeah. Especially being from Nigeria, where like
everybody we had access to our
know
friends.
Is there. You get like all your family, all your friends, all your school colleagues, everybody is there. So now uprooting your life and coming here by yourself.
Time zone is affecting you. You can't talk to the people you want to talk to at the time you want to talk to them. So it was just crazy, but it's a lot better now.
Yeah.
I'm married. It's still there. Like most of my friends are not here.
Yeah.
We just had to make new friends here. So
I want to be friends. But I'm just like to stay at home.
Honestly, I'm not as outgoing as you guys think I am. I'm not.
Yeah, because every time I watch your videos, girl, you're always in like a restaurant.
It's for the vlog. It's for the content. It's not real.
Yeah, a lot of people are lonely. They're missing their family, missing their friends. So you see a lot of people, especially people with kids too.
And we're missing
no help, no cousins.
Exactly, we're missing like our friends, your weddings, everything.
Yeah, that's true. And then no help, you know how it is in Nigeria now. You have domestic staff, you have nannies,
you have a driver,
or you even have your cousins, your relatives helping you with your kids. It takes a village to raise a child, literally.
No,
in
just
Nigeria.
You and your partner.
So now it's just so even between meetings, me and my husband, we're passing her like, I have a meeting at this time, you have a meeting at this time. Like it's really tight with our schedules, but we just try. We just have to make it work. Another thing I wanted to talk about was family disunification. You don't understand.
I mentioned it earlier, like we're missing everything.
Yes, like you don't understand how difficult it is to be missing your like aged parents that are probably now developing health, issues that come with age.
Like I haven't seen my parents in the past 1 year, and I'm like.
And then finally, to end this video, we'll talk about retirement. Where do you want to retire?
Me and my husband, we've actually had this talk. He was like, he doesn't think he wants to retire. I've thought that far.
I have.
But I definitely know that I don't want to be here and end up in a home, a long-term care.
Yeah. I feel like with retirement, I want to go where I can enjoy my money.
I want to go on cruises.
I want to go where I can enjoy my money. Where the dollar...
Where it's warm.
Yeah. True. That is very important. So I've been thinking Ghana.
For real?
Yeah. Or even Kenya. Or Nigeria.
I guess I haven't just put that into thoughts. Maybe that's something I need to start thinking about. I haven't.
I've been telling my husband.
But I just know I want to be somewhere warm when I'm old and when I'm retired. And then I need to make money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a lot of money so that when you retire, you're comfortable. You don't have to depend on your kids. So yeah, that's it for me. So a lot of people just retire elsewhere. I know a lot of people have been moving to Portugal. I know somebody that moved to Mexico. US. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Again, I hope you learned something from this. Again, it is not to discourage anybody from moving. Exactly. It's just to balance the narrative. I have people reaching out to me and saying, Faye, I watched your video. I'm moving because of you. I'm like, don't move because of me. I only tell you like my own experience,
and everyone's experience is different.
Exactly. And so that's why it's important for me to balance the narrative and be like, okay, Canada is not heaven. However, if you're coming from a developing or underdeveloped country, it's a lovely and beautiful country. It's absolutely beautiful. Here the people are great. But it has its pros and cons.
Just like every other country.
Just like every other country, literally. There's no country that is heaven. Right, so it's important for you to see all sides of the coin and then make an informed decision.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, we're in sync. All right, thanks everybody for watching.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to her channel and also to my channel.
Yes.
Share this video to your loved ones. You might help someone you just never know. Okay.
Yeah.
So stay safe and bye.
Bye.